Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Evidence, and in today's video I am going to show you how to create a virtual environment. So let's say I'm starting a new project and I know this project is going to need a virtual environment, and also this project is going to live on GitHub. I want to, let's say, create the GitHub repo first before I create the virtual environment. Now, why would you want to create a virtual environment in the first place? Well, basically, a virtual environment is just an environment specifically for one project. So basically, for project A, for example, right, I might do something like, I might use Python 3.6 and then use pandas and numpy, for example. And then for project 2, I might use Python 3.6 or 3.7 or use Python 4.0. Python 4.0 doesn't exist yet, but I'm just using this as an example. And for project C, I might use Python 5.0. So, I'm doing all of this work in one computer. Well, guess what? I do not want to have conflict. Like if one project is using 3.6, another project is using Python 3.7, another project is using Python 4.0, another project is using Python 5.0. I do not want to have conflict in my computer, and I do not want to have multiple versions of Python installed on my local computer. So basically, a virtual environment is just an environment where I can install different packages and different versions of, let's say, Python specific for a project. That's basically an intro to why you may want to have a virtual environment. It's just having different environment where you can install different packages and different versions of the same thing specific to that project. So in this video, I am going to show you how to create a virtual environment. Let's dive in. So let's just begin by creating a new repo in GitHub, and let's call this repo virtual env. And I'm going to delete this repo after this video because I really don't need it. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Let's just initialize with a readme why not, and let's choose Python ignore, and let's just use MIT license. Why do I use MIT? I don't know. I've learned about different licenses, but I'm not a license expert. I just use MIT license for everything. Alright, so this is our new GitHub repo. Let's go ahead and clone it. And now let's go to my terminal. And let's cd into my desktop. And git clone this. And then cd virtual. Let's go into this. So as you can see, inside this right here, I have my virtual environment. Now, a lot of people mess up virtual environment because they create their virtual environment in the wrong place. Virtual environments are really easy to corrupt, and the easiest way to corrupt a virtual environment is to create a virtual environment inside a virtual environment. I'm going to show you what that means in a second. Let's just go ahead and create a couple of folders here, and continue. So I went ahead and created two folders, data and test. Let's assume data is where we have our data for this project, and test is where we have our notebooks for this project. Alright, or let's just create another one called notebook. So this is empty right now, but let me just go back here. Alright, so we have a couple of folders in here. So let's say data is where you have your data for this project, notebook is where you have your notebooks, your Python notebooks for this project, and test is just where you are experimenting with different things. To create a virtual environment for this project, this is very important. Make sure you are creating the environment on the same level that has your license and your readme.md. That is the easiest way to make sure you are on the right folder level. If you say, let's say cd, and if you create your virtual environment in a subfolder like data, notebooks, or test, you are going to run into different problems. And not only that, you might in the future accidentally create a virtual environment on the wrong folder level. So if you create a virtual environment on this folder level, it is not going to apply to the folder level that has everything else. So for example, right, if you create a virtual environment in the data folder level, that virtual environment is specific to this folder level. Alright, and whatever you do in this virtual environment is not going to have an impact on the entire folder environment where you have your project and where you have your readme.md on your license. So this is very, very, very important. Make sure you are creating your virtual environment on the right folder level. I cannot stress this enough. Like, this is one of the easiest ways to corrupt a virtual environment. And also, if you accidentally create a virtual environment on this level, okay, and then if you create a virtual environment on this level, right, but so that virtual environment is inside this folder level, but you are working on this folder level. Do you see this? If you create your virtual environment inside this folder level, but you're working on your Python notebook inside this folder level, guess what? When you go into this Python notebook and you do import whatever module you're working with, like import pandas, you get an error message. You get an error message because this folder level right here does not have the packages that you installed inside this folder level. So this is why I keep stressing this. It's important to make sure your virtual environment is created on the right folder level. And how do you know and how do you always remember where to create your virtual environment? Well, the folder level that has your readme.md and your license and your gitignore, that's the level where you want to create your virtual environment. If you create your virtual environment inside test folder, for example, it's not going to work inside notebooks folder. It's not going to work inside data folder. So you might be working in notebook, in your Jupyter lab, and you say import package and it says package not found. You're like, what's going on? Well, your virtual environment is inside this folder and not inside the main folder. So with all these warnings in place, let's go ahead and create a virtual environment. To create a virtual environment is actually very easy. You just do pipfile shell. Okay, so pipfile shell, once I run this, is going to create the virtual environment, and then we can go inside the virtual environment and install things as usual. if you don't want to do pipenv shell is going to create a virtual environment, but you can also go ahead and install things up front. Like if you already know what you want inside this virtual environment, you can go ahead and install it. So instead of doing pipenv shell, you can do pipenv install packages, and then the packages and then the virtual environment will be created and the packages will be installed. So let's just go ahead and do pipenv shell. And once you do that, it will tell you creating a virtual environment for this project. And once you do a pipenv shell, it's going to create a pip file and it's going to create a pipfile log. That pip file has all the packages that you're using in this project, and pipfile log is the key for the packages. Whatever you do, do not touch your pipfile log. Do not edit it. Do not add space, comma, whatever. You can click on it, open it, and see what it looks like, but do not edit your pipfile log. Now, with our virtual environment created, we can add files to it. So if I do dir, now you can see we have pipfile and we don't have pipfile log because we don't have anything in our pipfile. Let me go ahead and copy this directory here. So this is the folder that we installed our virtual environment in. Now if I click on pipfile, as you can see, this is what our pipfile looks like, and we don't have any packages in here yet. And this is the Python version for this virtual environment. Now if we go back to our virtual environment and let's say pipenv install pandas. As you can see, it's installing pandas. Whenever you're in your pip environment, you use pipenv to install stuff. And after installing this, it is going to create a pipfile log. So after installing pandas, it said the pipfile log was not found. Now it's creating a pipfile log. And I'm just going to show you what a pipfile log looks like. Now if we go back to Jupyter Lab and click on pipfile log, we can see what our pipfile log looks like. Like I said, don't ever touch your pipfile log. Now to exit a virtual environment, I'm going to do exit, and that's pretty much it. We are out of the virtual environment. Now whenever you want to start on this project again, or whenever you want to install something in your virtual environment, make sure you are on the level that has your pipfile and pipfile log. So if you come back to this project in a few weeks and you want to make changes to it, and you want to install stuff in your virtual environment, make sure you are doing it on the level that has your pipfile log, your license. If let's say you are inside your data folder and you do pipenv install numpy, it's going to create a virtual environment inside your data folder. And once it creates a virtual environment inside your data folder, now you have a virtual environment inside a virtual environment, and that is going to corrupt your virtual environment. And you just have to, let's say, move all your files to a new folder and redo everything. So let's say in the future I come back here and I want to install something in my virtual environment. I can do it from this level without doing pipenv shell. So from here I can just do pipenv install numpy, and it's going to install numpy, and then it's going to log our virtual environment. Now if we go back to our pip file, we can see pandas and we can see numpy. And to log your pip file, if it's not logging properly, you can do pipenv log, and it's going to try to log your dependencies again. Okay, so just by running pipenv log, I was able to successfully log the packages that's been installed in your virtual environment. If your virtual environment pipenv log file doesn't log properly, you run into problems when you try to use those virtual environments. At least I have in the past. Now let's just go ahead and let's say git add this git commit message, and let's call this added pipenv. Let's do git push. Why not? Now let's go back to GitHub and refresh this. As you can see, now we have our pipfile and pipfile log. And basically, now in the future, whenever we are working on this project, we will just be working inside this virtual environment that we created. And of course, you could install more stuff in this virtual environment. So you could have done pipenv install pandas numpy. So if you want to install multiple packages at the same time, this is how you list it. pipenv install pandas numpy scikit-learn. So you could list all the packages you want to install at once. You don't have to do it one at a time. And what if your pipenv environment gets corrupted? So I'm sure there's like a super cool way to uncorrupt a corrupted virtual environment. But one thing that I've found to work for me is just to copy the folder. So I will copy my data, copy my notebooks, and copy my test. I'll just copy those folders and then put it in a new folder, create a new GitHub repo for this project, and just copy all my files over without copying my license, without copying the pipfile and pipfile log, without copying the readme. So basically, if my virtual environment gets corrupted, what I do is I'll just copy everything except the pipfile log, the git ignore. I'll leave those things. I'll just copy the files that I was using for the project into a new folder and create a new virtual environment. That's usually how I deal with virtual environment getting corrupted. And that's pretty much it for this video. That is how you create virtual environment for your project. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you did not like this video, please give it a double thumbs down. I really appreciate that. Thank you. And you can always find me online at evidencen.com. That's my main website where I have my blog posts and everything. And also you can go to machinelearningeducation.com, and this is where I have all my free data science resources. And in here, any resources that I use in my videos is right here. Or if you just want to connect with me, I have like over 500 data scientists in my group so far, and you can ask questions. You can connect with the community, and if you have data science questions or if you need help with something, you can ask right here in our community. So you can go to evidencen.com to read my blog posts, or you can go to machinelearningeducation.com/free to get access to my resources and to also connect with other people in the data science community. And just go to machinelearningeducation.com to view other things that I have to offer. That's it for this video. Thank you, and I'll talk to you on the next one.